different letter today. We're going to be working on a curved surface, filling in some type across a sphere. So you can start with either hand drawing a circle, or you can sketch out a circle. I'm just going to sketch out kind of a rough circle shape. Let me just put my markers down so I know that I'm in camera. So when I'm doing a circle, I kind of draw a couple times real light, and then I adjust what I don't like versus what I do like. And once I get it kind of close to where I want it to be, I'm going to draw two curved lines. I'm going to turn my paper sideways because it's easier for me to draw a curve this way. So a pretty curved line at the top, almost like a baseball. In fact, let's do it a little differently. We can do it like a base. No, let's keep it the same. Two curved lines. I was going to change the look of it, but I decided not to. So this one has to curve this way. Erase some of the excess. And then I'm going to keep going to make sure that the whole thing is round enough. There it goes. Now, if you have something you can trace, that'd probably be a lot easier than trying to hand draw it, whether it's the bottom of a glass or, you know, some other round object you can trace. And since we are working with lettering, I'm going to decide the word I'm going to write first is art. You can write any word on this you want. You should actually curve a little bit more. So I'm going to find the center of the word, which in this case is the letter R. I'm going to find the center of the sphere, and I'm going to do my best kindergarten printing, just like we have been doing. Now, since this letter is in the center of the sphere, it should be pretty much drawn the way that you would if you were printing. You know, the bottom of the R is sitting here and the top is sitting here. It doesn't really curve that much yet. Now, when we do the T, the top of the T is going to curve, and the vertical line of the T should be bent a little bit because it's going around the letter. So I didn't draw it straight up and down. This is what straight up and down would look like. You can see how it's slightly angled. And same thing with the letter A. All right, so once I have them printed out, this one's going to curve a bit this way. I have my kindergarten lettering done. So now I'm going to make each one three-dimensional or a block letter. So I'm just going to draw around the outside of everything and then erase on the inside. Same thing here, drawing around the outside, just like we kind of demonstrated in those graffiti videos earlier that you looked at on Monday. I think I made the top a little too skinny, so let me bring that down. The push of the R. And then the top of the T is also going to curve a little bit. And then I can erase what's inside. All right. Now you could leave the banner or the background strip if you wanted, or you can erase it. That's completely up to you. So I am going to shade the sphere. I'm going to imagine that the light is coming from this side. It should actually be much taller. The light's coming from up here. This is my light source shining down. So this is probably the brightest spot. And then as it goes across the ball, the shadow would be across the bottom edge, somewhere down here. And the shadow is going to be down here. So when I shade a sphere, I make sure that I shade on a curve quite a bit. And technically, part of that letter, even if it was a black and white drawing, should have a little bit of a shadow on it. And then I'm just going to smear it out with my hand. But I do want to get almost 1/3, and you can see kind of the angle that I drew. 1/3 of this should be a fairly deep shadow. So I'm just going to kind of go over it a little bit, cross hatching, smooth it out. And then my cast shadow is going to be kind of an elliptical, super flat shape. Okay, this is my horizon line. Remember, the shadow should be parallel to the horizon line. So I'm going to shade that in pretty dark because it is a shadow. And then as I get out here, I'll probably fade it out a little, but it's real dark up against the ball. And then of course I got to darken in my letters a little bit just so that they show up. And they each have a little bit of curve to them. The R is still pretty straight. So this area should just be kind of gray. And if you had a color pencil and you wanted to give them some actual color, you could do that. Could also make the letters appear. In fact, let's do that. I'm going to add a gray tone to the whole kind of label. I guess it looks like a label. Let's smear this out a little bit. I just want to offer a little more contrast between the letters and the background shape. So I smeared them in with my pencil, and now I'm going to erase the letters out just so that they'll show up a little brighter. All right. Make this side a little darker just because it's the label. That way the letters will stand out a little brighter. And I think that's about it. Just kind of messing with it now. So again, I'm going to smooth it out a little bit with my finger and then go back and erase out so that my letters are definitely white. If I wanted to make them a little bit more 3D, I could just darken up the inside or the left side of the letters. It might make them look like they're standing out a little more. All right, and that's it.